It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, three-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas freaking Cowboys. Dale Hillstray, everybody.
Good morning, Stephen. You are black on black, aren't you?
I know. I realized it too as soon
Look
as we
at
went on.
that.
The
You just always see your head and
I know, floating head.
yeah. My goodness. Well, good morning, Stephen. Let's get into it.
You being critical of me.
Next year's top 25 in NCAA basketball.
Yep.
I think it's time. Michigan Wolverines going to repeat. Duke's number 2. Florida's number 3. UConn and Arizona.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yippee.
I'm sorry. Were you talking?
Yippee.
I'm busy over here.
I know you are.
Well, go ahead.
Well,
Tell us.
Boy, oh boy, how much pressure you're putting on that chair over there.
The wheels lock. The bigger thing is I wasn't going to do that, but since you're yapping about next year's top 5 teams, I just figured I'd go do something else.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at it. I mean, it's never too early, Steve.
On the gambling line, I know Florida is the best odds to win next year.
It's never too early.
How stupid. Transfer portal opened as they were playing whatever that dumb song is they play, One Shining Moment. Started.
Oh,
dumb.
Whoa.
Dumb.
Whoa.
Dumb.
Maybe the second best thing in sports.
Really?
Oh, are you kidding me?
Tearjerker?
Yes. Don't you tear up?
What's the first best thing?
Maybe the Masters.
Really? So you're all sitting there and you're watching that game last night and Michigan wins it? And then you're all like, woo, good for Michigan. You're all clapping, and then that comes on, then you're all, it's over. It's so sad. Yeah, that's what everybody wants.
It's happy sadness, Steve.
Yeah,
happy tears.
It's better to have loved and lost than to ever never loved at all. It's the dumbest thing ever.
Happy tears.
That song
Steve.
starts, and I was like doing something. I was like, got done with it, and I was like in the other room doing something, and I heard it, and I ran back in the room and was like, nope, click. Not today, Satan.
Oof.
Not today, Satan.
Wow.
Not watching this garbage.
You are unbelievable. Because you'd cry.
I know. I don't want to cry. It's 10 o'clock at night. I don't want to be tearing up. No. It is a nice little feature,
yeah,
but I do think it's overblown.
No, it's not even close. Not
well, it takes some of that out of it, though, when literally the game went a little long. So when that starts to play, then the transfer portal opens. What they should do is all the players that have already entered the transfer portal, they should do a one shining moment for those guys. That's stupid.
You have no heart.
So I'm sitting there, right, and that's playing. The transfer portal's open, and then literally on my X feed, I see, odds for next year's championship. And I'm like, you don't even know who's going to be on these teams. Michigan's going to have an all-new team. UConn, every year, they've won it the last 2 years. They have an all-new team every year. Like, you don't even know what's happening.
No, you don't. I mean, they're stupid, and then there's doubly stupid.
If you're putting money down today for your team to win next year, boy, you just like to lose money. Because even if you win that bet, you've lost money. No matter how much you put down, because the interest and all that stuff you could have made in the meantime and everything. So Dale, who you got next year? After all that,
I got Arizona.
Do you? I don't know who's coming back yet.
I think Cole Pete's coming back.
I agree with you there. Doesn't put him as championship material.
Oh, please.
It is interesting, though. I will tell you this. So Michigan, look at these weird stats. So Michigan, I told you yesterday, Michigan's going to win the game. Take UConn in the 7.5. You would have made some money last night, folks, if you listened to me.
Wasn't that amazing? Because we were watching with a little group. I said, I don't really care about the end of the game. The point spread's 7.5, and then teetered back forth.
I know. I'm not going to lie to you. I was not confident they were going to clear 7.5 and be on the right side of that. But they ended up doing it.
Yep.
Good for them. Good for them on that side. But
thank you, UConn.
Exactly right. I thought it was an ugly game. it almost felt like a letdown game for Michigan. UConn played as best as UConn can play in that game, and they were still down by what, 4 at halftime. And Michigan had played the worst that you've seen them play in a long time, and they were still up by 4 at halftime. It was just like, wow, this is Michigan is put together. Michigan was the best team bought this season. You can consider it a knock if you want to, but that's what they were. They were the best team bought, and they showed it on the court, and they won the championship last night. So here's what they did: none of their starters were enrolled as Michigan as freshmen. They were all transfers, all 5 of them, all transferred in.
Okay.
One of them from UAB, by the way, a throwaway kid from University of Alabama, Birmingham.
There you go.
Starting member of a championship Michigan team. A starting lineup with the average age of 22. I told you guys they're more experienced when they're going against Arizona. I like the experience. Why I picked Michigan? I like the experience, the age of the group, as opposed to the true freshmen and stuff like that at Arizona. Michigan has that one kid that's 25 years old on top of it. Started his career in North Carolina. He's in the same freshman class as Cade Cunningham. Green from the Suns. And how long have they been in the NBA, folks? Same freshman class as those guys. And he's 25 years old now. Going into that. Here's what is interesting to me. And I brought this up at the end of the football season last year. Indiana football won the national championship with the team. They went out and they signed guys to NIL and got them to transfer to their school. But they were older players.
Yes.
They were players that had been on other teams to come in here. These weren't flash in the pan, high draft pick guys. Look at Indiana. Look at the draft, the first couple of rounds of the draft. Only a couple Indiana guys are on that list. They went and got quality, older, experienced guys on that team. Indiana won the championship. Michigan, basketball, went and signed older guys that have been around the block a few times. Lot of talent, but guys that, it started with other schools and had to work their way around. Older, experienced players. Boom, championship. This whole era of let's go sign the most expensive guys. Let's go sign the, not just the most expensive, but the guy that's a flash in the pan that'll be out of here in a year. Going and getting true freshmen like Arizona did. That's not the recipe. That is showing. It is showing here, at least so far, this last year. That's not the recipe to win championships. The recipe to win a championship is go get that older, experienced guy to come into your school and play and buy in with the coach and win a championship.
Well,
that's the method.
That and do whatever UConn does.
Well, you got to have good coaching too.
I mean, but I would copycat UConn down to its coach, whether you like Hurley or not.
I was saying, this is a weird stat. Did you see that stat? One of the referees that ref last night, UConn this year was 0-4 when he reffed the game.
Yeah.
What? Well, I don't understand because the NBA will do this. They have like Scott Foster and Chris Paul.
Yes.
And I was always like, why do you have Scott Foster? Even if there's no impropriety involved, it looks like there is. Why do you keep having him referee a Chris Paul game?
Especially
in the playoffs.
Playoff games.
And then now you've got a referee where you're 0-3 going into this game. This year, 0-3 this year in a game.
I think they're 0-4.
Oh, I thought it was 0-4
I think it was 0-4 and then became 0-5.
So it's 0-5 now? Okay.
Yeah.
Why in God's green earth would you let that ref that game last night? Whether it's just a coincidence or not.
Right.
It is it is a perception issue there.
What's your pool of officials? 5 guys?
Good burgers? Yeah. I don't understand why you do that. I'm sorry, referee. You're one of our better referees.
You're going to miss out on this one.
But you're going to miss out because this team loses when you ref them 4 times this year alone.
And we don't want it to look like there's any impropriety.
Simple as that.
Heck, we'll even give you a game check.
Yeah, right? We'll even pay you not to do this game. That's an amazing thing that these leagues do. I don't get it. At the same time, like I said, why does a ref need to be punished? From not, they haven't found anything, so why should he be punished? Especially in a championship game, though, like you said, playoff game, regular season. Yeah, excuse me.
Oh.
Clean up in the desk here. Ooh,
Clean up aisle 3.
That came out of nowhere, man. Like normally you have a warning when you're gonna sneeze. I had nothing there.
Oh.
That was one of those back crackers right there. Robert says the Big Ten is the conference of transfers.
And Conference of Champions.
Yeah. I'm just saying. There's something to be said. I'm about to sneeze again. There's something to be said about the way Indiana and Michigan has built their team compared to. Now, Arizona didn't go and get a ton of transfers. They went young. Going young with high-end guys isn't the way to go. The days of the Fab Five might be over. It might be the more experienced guys to win a championship now. Fascinating, isn't it? 2 examples now.
It's fascinating. Go ahead and sneeze.
I know.
Let's all pay attention.
Yeah, everybody stare at Steve. He's about to sneeze here.
Go ahead, you know what's crazy? I did not know this till last night. There's a big article on Arizona sports. I did not realize that that guy Yaxel Lendenborg. Where he started off his career?
North Carolina.
No.
Oh no, he wasn't the North Carolina kid.
No, you know where he started his career off?
Let me think for a second.
I'll give you a lot of money.
UAB, is he the UAB guy?
No.
I had the list of where the
Smaller
kids are from.
makes UAB look like a national power.
Really?
Don't be looking at it.
I don't think I saved it. I did have Michigan starting lineup. I don't have it in front of me now.
He started his career off at a powerhouse down in Yuma, Arizona, named Arizona Western College.
Oh, see, I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah,
That's
why I joined the show.
That was his. I know. Hey, Dale brought something today, folks.
Yes,
I'm out of here.
Arizona Western College in Yuma, Arizona.
How far did you have to go to get to that?
And how on earth does he end up in Ann Arbor, Michigan?
So where did he go after that? Because that's community college, obviously.
Yes.
So where did he go after that?
Let's see here.
Now you got me curious. Who recruited him? Who went, hey, there's a 7-footer that we should probably look at. I think
Yeah.
he's like 6'8".
6'9" or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious now. Really, Yuma, Arizona, what? Does that mean he's from this area? I mean, did he grow up in this area? Because how do you end up at Arizona Western?
He's from New Jersey. He went to.
That's even worse. How do you end up in Yuma from New Jersey? You don't even end up in Yuma when you're from Phoenix.
He was a National Junior College Athletic Association All-American. Played 78 games across 3 seasons.
Yeah, he's the kid that went to UAB. Yeah, so you went even before UAB then.
Yes.
Yeah. For him, national champion now.
He spent 2 years with the University of Alabama, Birmingham. And then as a graduate student, he made it to Michigan.
That's quite the
That's
story.
quite
New
the journey.
New Jersey, Yuma, Birmingham, Michigan. Wow. That is, yeah, you would do it too. That's number 23, who has a knee injury too that they keep trying to. They say it's healthy. They
But
say
he
everything's fine
played the
with
most minutes last night with the injury.
I know. They said he was born in Puerto Rico too.
Seriously, how do you find Arizona Western from New Jersey?
I'm seriously, really, really wondering that.
Evidently had some tough times in high school. His mom said, hey, you need to get away from here.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And so we'll send you to Yuma.
You could have gone to Phoenix.
And can you imagine getting off that plane and going, where the hell am I?
Just looking around going. Might have been good for him because his family's from the Dominican and he's from Dominican and he's from Puerto Rico, so maybe he liked that non-island lifestyle of Yuma.
Wow.
Yuma, we love you. We do have a couple listeners from Yuma. I do know, or watchers. I do know that.
Okay.
So you can't bash New Yuma.
Well, I mean,
but the two people I know of from Yuma that watch us, they bash Yuma all the time too. They live there, so yeah. So
because Yuma, I spend too much time in Yuma when I'm driving to and from San Diego.
We stop for gas.
Yeah, you got time for gas and lunch.
I used to, when we did the production stuff for dirt racing, I used to have to go to Yuma all the time.
And you didn't see Yaxel?
No, never saw him there. I don't even know where. I know it's there, but I don't even know where Arizona Western. I go straight to the hotel, check in, hit up the Olive Garden or Hooters right there on the main drag by the mall.
Oh, there's still Hooters?
There was. I don't know if there's still. I haven't been there in a couple of years. And then I stopped doing that work in 2022, 2023 or so. And then so I do that, and then I go to the racetrack, be there till like 1 a.m, then sleep in the next day, and then get lunch, and then go back to the track again. So I didn't see much of Yuma. I went to the Arizona Territorial Prison one time with Ethan, because Ethan went with me, and it was funny, man, because he's all like, I'm like, yeah, don't go to jail. They all look like this. Don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't get in trouble. They all look horrible like this. It's pretty funny. But, yeah, so there you go. University of Alabama, Birmingham. So I said he was from there. And you go, no, I went to him. I was pretty sure it was. Yeah, his Wikipedia page is all about him ending up at Arizona Western. All-time leading rebounder of the NJCAA. 429 total for him as well.
Well, think about it. I mean, he played almost 3 years at Arizona Western.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
13 rebounds a game. 17.2 points a game on top of that. Good for him. I didn't realize we had a Humonian in our midst.
Really?
Last night watching that game. Yeah, he's 6'9", 240 pounds. He was the tallest thing ever in this JUCO basketball league. He had to have been, right? In Yuma? Good for him. Yeah, he struggled in high school, academic, because he got cut from his high school team because of his academics were lacking. Like most people's academics there as well. Bruce Cooper's joining us here in just a little bit, folks. Of course, we'll talk a lot. You'll have to throw that up there. Which Michigan player
cut his teeth?
Yeah, cut his teeth.
Arizona
Led an Arizona conference in rebounding. They won a championship last
all-time leading rebounding.
All time. I don't know if I'm assuming, according to Wikipedia, I think he still owns that record because it says it doesn't say past tense. It says he owns the best record. And I'm not going to look that up. Other notes out there really fast that we're talking. Oh, first of all, give props to UConn last night, just to wrap up the oversight of that. Michigan won an ugly game. Michigan's rebounding in the paint scoring last night is what did it for him. UConn couldn't compete with that. But it doesn't just show you, though, and I think about this. And I don't know what Randy Bennett's going to do at Arizona State. I don't even know if he's going to get out of the hospital to go to Arizona State and coach. Nobody knows that right now. But you need to have a coach that can win consistency. Kurt Cignetti with Indiana football. 2 years. Second year, national champion. This guy in Michigan. Second year, national champion. So you have to buy your players. You have to not buy the best players out there, Dale.
Right.
You buy the experienced guys that want to play hard and make something and enjoy their college experience. Get those guys in there to play teams. Second year, boom, championship. Let's go bet it. That's all you got to do, buddy. The script is written there for you.
It certainly is. I mean, again, you look at Indiana and you look at Michigan and how they're put together.
You don't need a guy making – a guy says, I want $7 million a year. You go have yourself a good career someplace else.
Yes.
And you open the door for him and let him walk out. Absolutely. You don't win with that stuff. We've seen it a couple of times. And now we're new into this process. But not only that, Dale, that they haven't just won championships. They've dominated throughout the season to win the championship. It's not like it was a fluke where they weren't the best team and won it. Indiana and now Michigan were the best teams in their respective sports and won a championship.
Boy, the damn Big Ten, Steve.
I'm just glad that ASU passed on Koa Pete. You know, now they have a chance to win it all.
Well, maybe he'll transfer.
Well, he needs a couple more years before we can take him on for that theory to work. Michigan's starting lineup is like 19, 20, 22, 23, and 25, I think. Is what their starting lineup ages are, something like that. So just an older lineup, and just look how they dismantle people in roster wise and stuff like that. But then you got to have the coach too. I mean, you can't just have anybody out there. Got to be a coach that can make the changes and stuff like that to get to that point
Right.
as well. The other big news out there is North Carolina pivoting from your boy Tommy Lloyd and going again out of the blue. I saw a favorite odds over the weekend to sign at North Carolina. Billy Donovan was number one by a long shot. And you saw what happened there. He wanted to stay with the Bulls, and he won the power struggle in Chicago because they fired the whole front office yesterday. So that tells you that was part of the contingent on him staying there and passing up the North Carolina job. But Mike Malone, who I love as a head coach, I would have loved for the Suns to sign. Now, they got the right guy, Jordan Knott, but I would have loved for them to sign him last year.
Right.
But going and getting Mike Malone from the NBA to North Carolina, I think is fantastic. If you're going to go outside the Dean Smith,
Dean
tree,
Smith tree.
I think it's a fantastic hire to get there. And he has ties there. His daughter goes there. She's a volleyball player. And I think so. He knows the culture. He's around the school. From what I heard, he's always at the volleyball games and stuff to that effect. So, so he's around there. He knows the culture and perfect hire. They're not bringing somebody in from across the country that never been there, doesn't know the ins and outs of it, and who to talk to and stuff like that. I think this is fantastic for North Carolina. Now, can a pro coach step down is the bigger question. And here's the other thing. What's with North Carolina hiring aging, old, successful coaches in their prior fields?
Well, wouldn't that, that's what I was thinking. Wouldn't the Belichick experience make you go,
Two different, completely two different. Now, he got fired from Denver because him and his GM didn't get along. And the ownership went, I'm tired of both of you.
Yeah.
And by the way, the ownership is Stan Kroenke and his companies. And they both went, you're both out of here. We're not even taking his side. You're both gone, GM and coach, with like a week to go before the playoffs. We're that tired of you. So how much of that ego does he have? The difference is, though, is we all knew the Belichick hire was going to go awry because of a lot of reasons. We all know how Bill Belichick is, and that's not going to play well in college. Malone, though, on the other hand, it's a little different in my opinion. I think he's going to – I think especially as basketball, you'll go to a coach like him in a school like that. You'll go there because who's going to be better at putting you in the pros than a pro basketball coach who coached you? If you're a big man, he put the offense together for Jokic. Jokic was drafted. You can go, look, my center – in the NBA, he was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial.
For those of you who don't know,
whatever.
The draft took a break on TV for commercials. Taco Bell commercial was on, and a blurb underneath said, Denver Nuggets draft.
I remember it was like a 7-layer burrito or whatever, but I remember they tore it apart, like the cheese was just all stringy. Basically, and he was a big, doughy guy, too. Like, he wasn't in shape at all. He was just this big, tall, doughy dude, which kind of symbolized the what they were showing on Taco Bell. You could just instantly say that and be like, if I can do that for him, imagine what I can do for you a year or two here in North Carolina.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Be fantastic. I like that hire a lot.
Well,
now we'll have to see if it works.
Yes, that's the whole thing. We'll see if it works.
I was trying to think about it last night. A lot of coaches go up to the NBA from college and fail. Now, Billy Donovan's one that's been successful. The Brad dude from the Celtics has gone up and been successful. What's his name? Brad Stevens. Stevens. He's gone up and had success. It's few and far between, but has anybody come down a level and had success?
Well, you'd have to put a list together and think about that, wouldn't you?
I couldn't think of it. But then
I-
on top of it, who has done, if there are a bunch that have done it, how many have done it in this NIL year?
Well,
type
that's the
time?
thing. Obviously, in the last 2 to 3 years, I can't think of anything.
Yeah. NBA coaches coaching in college basketball. Let's see here. But that's the problem. It's coming down nowadays would be even, Larry Brown back in the day did it.
That was pre-NIL.
Yeah.
That was just when Kansas would pay.
No, they got like John Calipari, Rick Pitino on this list. Obviously, they were college and moved up at that point.
And then came back to college.
And then came back because they either failed or didn't
Yeah.
enjoy it as much as they
Right.
wanted to. But they had to work too hard.
Or they didn't like trying to coach 33-year-olds.
Well, guys that make more money than them and don't have to listen to them. I mean,
Right.
Let's see here. Yeah, there's not a long list here of guys that started. Larry Brown, but I don't remember. You were around when Larry Brown was big.
Yeah.
Was
Well,
he
that
college? Was he college pros and then back to college, or was
Yes.
he pros college and back to?
No, he was college, went to pros, then came
so he
back
was
to
the opposite.
college. He was at SMU for a little bit. Obviously, the best known, he was Danny Manning's coach
Yes,
in
Right.
Kansas when
Kansas.
it was the little engine that could.
When
Danny Manning and the
Danny blew out his knee, and the Kansas's hopes went out
No.
with that knee.
no that
Did
I-
Danny Manning blow out his knee?
I thought that was in the NBA. That's when because he was with the
Oh,
Sun.
was that what it was?
Blew it again.
Oh man, I remember details. I remember
Yeah.
foggy details.
Okay.
I think you're right because they won. They won there, right, with Brown
And Manning.
That's
yeah.
why he was a high draft pick. Yep. Yeah, that was the NBA right there. 1989 rookie season with the Clippers, and then February of '95 with the Suns.
and
Typical Suns success. There. We got Danny Manning. Sweet.
Gets hurt.
Aw. Who was the Cardinals quarterback that they had when they moved from St. Louis? And he was one of the better quarterbacks in the
Neil
league.
Lomax
Neil Lomax. Then he comes here and gets hurt.
hurts his hip.
And they haven't been the same since. They've been looking for a quarterback ever since.
Well, they had one for a couple years, another one for a couple years. They've been here since '88.
Yeah, I remember. I was 11 when they came. Yeah.
I guess you could say they probably have 3 quarterbacks of note, because you'd have to put Plummer in there. More just
It wasn't
local
longevity,
fan,
but Plummer's in
yeah.
there. He's got a first playoff win.
Yeah, and then Kurt
What he
Warner
did, obviously. Carson Palmer.
and Carlson Palmer,
You're not going to put
Jim
Max
Drunken
Hall
Miller,
or John Skelton.
Max Hall.
You have to play at least a season to get out to even be considered for that list.
That's
You're not going to put
That's why I
Brown.
lost all respect for your boy Wisenhunt when he tried to tell all of us that Max Hall was the answer.
Who was the other guy he had though? The Navarro who played at Michigan or Michigan State, and that was Denny Green. Remember? And then they're going back and they're playing the Lions. And Denny Green's like, we're going to start him because he's back home and he's going to give us everything. It was the worst game we've ever seen. It was just terrible. I don't know, why did coaches do that? I know they're trying to hype up their players and stuff. But, I mean, you've been in the locker room. When a coach is doing that, aren't you even in the locker room going, just shaking your
Yeah, I
head,
think if you
like,
see Navarro in practice, you probably, or John Navarre.
No, Navarre, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Navarre,
if you see him in practice, you probably go, all right, we're mailing this one in.
And then you're like sitting there and you're listening to, you're like driving home and Denny Green's on the press conference going, he's our guy this week. He's going to get it lit up. We're excited. He's going back home. He's on fire. He's going to have a ton of family there. And he's our quarterback of the future. And you're driving home going, oh, shoot. It's going to be a long, long Sunday coming our way. I love you, Navarre. It's not you. I'm not blaming the quarterbacks. They weren't ready. Who knows? They
They were never ready.
They might have been. They might have been good quarterbacks if they didn't get ruined by their coaches and thrown in too early.
They were never gonna be ready.
That is true. Like Max Hall, I know. Love you, buddy. But I mean, I remember that was back when I sat at the new Cardinal Stadium and I sat like row 13, and I remember that game he started, and Dale, he would take the ball on the snap, and literally our whole section would be like, "Don't throw it," because you could see him winding up and just like the defender, and you're like, "Don't throw it." That's how predictable where he was throwing the ball was. That we in the stands could be like, "Don't," like literally, I was looking this way, and you could see the play develop, and he'd be winding up, and you'd be like, "Don't do it," and interception, and you're just like, "Told you."
God, it had to be hard to be a Cardinal fan.
It was so bad. I remember like it was yesterday on a couple of his throws.
Sitting on those metal benches.
That was Sun Devil Stadium.
Yeah, 1:00 games.
Yeah, I sat like row 10 right there, like 25-yard line or so on the visitor side because I didn't want to pay extra for the home side. Because it didn't matter. At a 1:00 kickoff or 2:00 kickoff, it didn't matter. You're sitting in the sun the whole time. It's just and they charge more on the other side because of the shade option.
Only NFL team ever cost more money to sit in the shade.
Is that the only NFL team that did that?
Yeah. Come on.
Really?
Come on.
At least we had a roof that at least we knew going there that we'd be sitting in the sun. Unlike Cowboy, my favorite, like when everybody celebrates when the Diamondbacks are opening their roof, and I'm like, oh, I feel sorry for the people that bought tickets on the third base side, looking to be comfortable today with that sun just baking on them with the roof open.
But it's only 80 degrees.
They do that. They do that at the Cardinals game too when they open the roof. There's always like on the other side, you just see these little bands of people that are walking out with first-degree sunburns. Because they sat in the row of seats that just had the sun baking on them.
The upper decks?
No, it's like lower. It's right there in the lower.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just the sun is directly down on them. We're all over there like shivering a little bit because the AC is blowing hard. And you're looking over there and they're all sweating.
Shivering. Yeah.
Wind's just blowing on us and it's
when's
all
the
cold.
last time that you shivered?
Oh my God, last night. My air kicked on. Like at 9:30 last night, and I swear to God, icicles started forming. I didn't know what was happening in my house.
But you weren't gonna get up and check.
No, I didn't get up. I just
holding over.
I just put the blanket around me even tighter. It'll be over soon.
Boy, I'm paying to be this miserable.
The small things you have to pay for here as well. When we come back, we'll keep it rolling, of course. Lots of Major League Baseball talk. Dylan Brooks, technical, rescinded. So he'll have to sit out the Mavericks game tomorrow when he gets another one tonight. Back-to-back coming up for the Suns, no less. 4 games remaining. We'll talk about it. Come on back. Main event. don't forget, just as a programming note for those of you that watch Diamondbacks games, 1:10-ish first pitch here today and tomorrow. Those wussies over in New York don't like cold weather, so they have to move the games up, Dale.
Is that because the Diamondbacks put out a plea? You really think?
Yeah, it's 110 back in Phoenix. We can't stand out there. Marte will not survive a 40-degree night and windy night, let alone two of them. So they moved the games up. 4:10 New York time, 1:10 today. Zach Gallen on the mound today as well. So just programming note.
Ooh.
Be aware of that. Next two were moved up today and tomorrow as well out there. In all seriousness, it's supposed to be like overnight. It's supposed to be like in the 30s in New York.
Well, I just looked at the weather app, and in New York at 1 p.m. it has 39 degrees with the big wind sign. Insignia.
Wait, at 1 p.m. their time?
1 p.m. their time. So 39:40, now 5 o'clock, 39, 37, and
So
then
it's going to be in the 30s when they're playing at 1 o'clock our time.
yeah, and then in the evening 35 goes down to 33. And
Is the
31.
sun even going to be out?
I
know it's not just cold though. It's supposed to be super windy.
So right now in New York, it's 38 degrees with the wind chill. Feels like 22.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Yeah. So expect to see something close to a no-hitter today. No, I'm being serious. And Juan Soto's out for the Mets too. He's out 2 to 3 weeks, so you're missing the Mets superstar there. His big money man for the next 2 weeks, calf injury. He's on the IL. Oh my God, have they adjusted the line on this yet? You might want to put down on under hits here.
Or runs. Yeah, you put this out on the on Twitter last night as you looked that up. UConn ends the season 34-6, and 4 of the losses were with that breeding guy refereeing their game.
I know, isn't that crazy?
4 of your 6 losses, you see one familiar.
I just don't. It baffles me why leagues put themselves, especially in this gambling day and age.
Yes.
Why are you even allowing to putting that out there? It might be nothing. Sure looks like something though. So why even put it out there? The impropriety of it as well. So, Dale, do you go to the Champions dinner there at the Masters by chance?
You know what? I would go if Scotty Scheffler was. I'm not sure about Rory McIlroy's menu.
Meaning you don't know what it is, or meaning you don't know if you like it?
I glanced at it a week ago.
Yeah.
I think it has a European flavor.
Oh yes, and it's. I don't know how to put it. It's not an American menu,
right?
Meaning a lot of gross stuff on
yes.
it.
But I think he did say didn't he throw a steak in there?
He did. He did put it in there for. I think a grilled chicken. I know he did.
Okay.
Grilled chicken was a big deal. So let me see if I can find it here. I was trying to look it up. I forgot that was happening actually. Does Tiger show up to the championship dinner?
I think Tiger's gonna stay away from just about everything.
Well, you can get into the champion dinner and get out without being seen. You know what I mean?
Masters dinner 2026.
Peach and ricotta flatbread.
Bacon wrapped dates, Steve. That's a favorite of yours.
Bacon wrapped dates?
Yeah. Rock shrimp tempura.
Okay. Hold on. Something healthy like dates that stomps you up, but you throw bacon on it on top of it?
Yeah, well, and that's why I've always said, if you got to put bacon around something to make it taste okay.
That's my point.
You got the rock shrimp tempura.
That actually, I would love to try that. I would love to try that.
Grilled elk sliders.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll try it, but I'm sure it tastes great. I just don't know.
Caramelized onion jam and roasted garlic aioli on that for you, Stephen. First course is yellowfin tuna carpaccio. You having too helpless with that, Steve?
I am not a tuna guy. I do
Yeah.
not like tuna at all.
But yellowfin.
I don't give a crap if it's a blue fin, green fin, yellow fin. I hate all the yellow. I hate all the colored fins.
And then, gosh, the main course, Wagyu filet mignon or seared
I'm
salmon.
gonna laugh when somebody starts saying that I'm racist or something because I don't like the colored fins out there. But no, the Wagyu filet mignon looks really
Yeah.
good. But even I'm even fine with the scarred salmon as well.
Seared.
Scarred.
It's seared knucklehead. And they come with traditional Irish champ sautéed Brussels sprouts.
I don't need that.
I don't want Brussels sprouts anywhere near my table.
Yeah.
And then dessert, sticky toffee pudding with vanilla ice cream. Huh. Not bad. I'd try
So
that.
You'd be all right with that?
I would be okay with that.
I'd sit down and I would go. Well, don't forget they also have 2015 Salon S, the La Maison sous Auguste.
Champagne.
You got 2022 Domaine La Flive, Batard Montrachet, Hoganary Montrenat, Burgundy,
that's a
1990,
Burgundy, yeah.
Chateau Lafite Rothschild. You go with the 1989 Chateau de Yacul, Saturnus, Bordeaux.
I can't even talk now. Hey, can I just get a beer?
Can you order off menu?
Yeah.
Like not even off menu. Can you just be like, hey,
You got a
on the,
Coors Light.
Yeah. Hey, on the Wagyu filet or seared salmon, can I get it without the sautéed Brussels sprout?
Yeah.
Like, what do you need a sautéed Brussels
Can
sprout
I just
for?
get a little Béarnaise sauce, please?
Yeah, can I get it without the glazed carrots also, please? And I always say that at restaurants when they're like, I'll be like, no broccoli, and then they're like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, yeah, let's get the good stuff off of this, healthy stuff off of this.
Oh.
Man. So there you go, folks.
Yeah, I'd have 2 orders of the rock shrimp tempura. I'd skip the first course. And then I'd order the filet.
Would you even try to like eat it? Or would you like try it?
No.
And then just be like,
No.
garçon?
Do the old.
But it's got foie gras on it. Yeah. But it comes with a toasted baguette. I'd have to go without chives on that bad boy there. Yeah, I'm not a tuna fan. I don't like the texture. I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the texture of it. And I like fish. But tuna I am not into, man. At all. But there you go, folks. There's the
that dinner will be served tonight.
Would you try a bacon wrapped dates? Like
No.
Or I would judge whatever golfer orders that. I would.
Well, what happens if you're the only one that didn't?
Yeah. That would tell me a lot. Boy, did I pick the wrong sport.
Do Masters champions have to pay for the dinner? Yes. The defending champion of the Masters serves as host and pays for the dinner.
Pays the whole deal.
Yeah, I did
Pays the
not
whole
know
thing,
that.
yeah.
I guess if you win $4 or $5 million.
That's issue number one.
Yeah.
Could you imagine though if like you're a golfer, you can barely get your car, and you just happen to like win the Masters one year, and then you do nothing after that. Like your season just sucks. You miss all these cuts and everything, and like you're just struggling, and you're like, I gotta pay for the Champions dinner. Somebody would step up and help out, wouldn't they? Could you imagine if like you're like, guys, I won $4 million last year, but I've been traveling around the country. I've been missing cuts left and right. I'm not you guys. I don't deserve to be here.
I flew Southwest.
I know.
here.
I'm not even staying on the grounds. I'm staying down at the Best Western. I'm pretty sure a hooker got shanked last night in the room next to me.
Well, the thing is, you could also say if things aren't going good for you, you can always get the pimento cheese sandwiches. They go for $1.50.
That is true. That is true. You just get something on the course.
Yeah.
You can order the entire menu at the Masters this year, $78.25 or something like that, and you can have everything on the menu once. That includes the drinks, by the way. That's one thing the Masters does do great is they keep their pricing back to the old levels. They do raise it occasionally, but they lose money on that stuff because of that stuff. So yeah, that is tonight there, Dale. Not that's definitely not the Schefter meal.
Oh, Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler when he
Not
when he won.
Schefter. I was
What'd I
going to
say?
say, you said Schefter. I'm going,
Oh.
the ESPN guy?
Sorry,
I
Scheffler.
don't remember him winning the Masters.
He probably broke the news that he won it. I don't know.
And just so you know, Steve, if you ever go back to the Masters, wearing jeans is discouraged.
Yes. No. They so I went for a work thing. Oh no, they flat out tell you what you're wearing.
And you wear an Apple Watch at Augusta?
It used to not have any technology. It's changed now. You can take cell phones in now. They have areas now, well, at least last time I was there, they started doing it where you could walk off the course, like the little area, and talk on your phone there or whatever. But I've been there for where like no electric stuff at all.
Well, I remember when the Phoenix Open, back when it first was going.
Remember they had those little portable Cox phones that if you needed to make a call, you had to go walk up to the phone like a payphone.
You weren't supposed to bring your cell phone in, and it's like, what?
I'll never forget, man. We were sitting in the booth in 16, and somebody had their phone, because there was a way you could sneak it in, back then. They didn't frisk you. So I remember there was a guy sitting there. His name's Craig. Love you, Craig. Lives in Georgia now.
He tell me he didn't keep his ringer on.
No, it's even worse than that. He takes a picture.
Oh.
And it was like early in the day. That was back when your camera actually went like really loud. So he does it. And this was like the 2 level. We're on the 2nd level, just off the green, and he does it. And it was like a big time golfer. Literally, the guy stops his backswing, turns around and looks, and the caddy starts walking over and starts yelling at us. Because it was just quiet. It was early in the day, so it wasn't loud. And all you heard was that shutter sound from his cell phone. It was so great. I just sat there. next to him while they're yelling at everybody, and I'm like, what's happening? It was so loud, Dale. It like echoed through it and everything. But no ringer. It was even worse. Just trying to sneak a picture in of a golfer.
Come on, there's certain rules, especially at the Masters.
No, so the Masters, if you clap too loudly, they'll give you one warning, and then you're out of there. Like, they don't mess around.
Like, you're not starting chants, and you're not booing, and you're not doing that stuff that goes on at other golf tournaments.
No, I know. I watched a couple people that were. One guy yelled something while a putt was going on the green, like well after he putted it.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what he yelled, but he yelled something. Dude, the people were on him in seconds, and they gave him a little thing, and they said, "This is your warning. If you do it again, you're going to be removed from premises."
And then what happens
And then
is
they just turned around and walked off.
if you use somebody's tickets, they can take the tickets
They take
away.
the tickets away from the other people.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, people will go out there and put their little portable chairs, like on 17 or 18, and they'll go walk around. You come back, nobody's taking your seats.
Yeah. But it's also, people think like, because of the Waste Management Open, people think like it's a crowded event. It's like 5,000 people a day, and that might be high. It's very limited who gets into the Masters on a day. Like it's a tough ticket to get and stuff like that. And it's not a huge tournament. It's a small group of people that are there. So, hey, well, fun and games that we're dealing with that. But I'm looking forward to the Masters this week, and I am not hungry after looking at that menu.
You wouldn't have the Wagyu steak?
Oh no, I would love the Wagyu steak without the caramelized. Why do you have to caramelize? Why do you have to sear Brussels sprouts or whatever? That doesn't make any sense to me. The garbage you get can't make it any better.
Oh,
Can't get any better, can it? Diamondbacks again, as I said, just heads up. 1:10 p.m. first pitch today with Zach Gallen moved up. Diamondbacks have the second hardest schedule so far in 2026, Dale. Their winning percentage of the teams they played is 6-1-2 as of right now. Who has the hardest or the most difficult schedule through this early part of the season?
Somebody in the NFC West, probably Seattle.
Seattle, you're right.
Well,
6-14.
Starts with your division. You're playing each of those teams twice.
Because you're starting in your division.
And the only thing that brings you down to Down to the pack is got the Cardinals. Thank God.
He's gotta do a Cardinals joke in there, folks.
You got San Francisco and you got the Rams. They both double-digit wins.
Well, I mean, if the Diamondbacks would have opened up against the Giants or the Rockies, they would have a really easy schedule.
Right.
But yeah, no, 6-12 so far. Now that's through all their first 10 games. So before today's game, it doesn't get any easier is the bigger point here, right? With the Mets today, the next 3, then the Phillies after that, and then it gets harder as they go along. But yeah,
and
6-12.
And the weather, obviously,
That's going to be their problem over
is
this.
going to play havoc on.
Because leaving New York and going to Philly, yeah, okay, it's a couple hours apart, but the weather's still crappy.
You're not going down to the tropics.
You're not leaving that whole area as well. So if it's cold in New York, it's cold in Philly, and things to that effect that you have to deal with. That's what's going to be interesting on this road trip is just how do you deal with the weather, these next 4 days. And I don't know. Warm weather teams don't generally deal with cold weather. But here's the other side of it. It's not like the Mets have been playing in this weather for the last month or so. They were just in Florida for spring training for a month and 2 months. It's not like they've been like, oh, we're used to this weather in New York playing in there.
Yeah, but there's just something about the New York mentality, a little tougher.
Really, Juan Soto and the baseball players, they're the farthest thing from the New York mentality.
Just a little tougher, Steve.
Juan Soto's on the IL for a calf injury.
Yeah, calves are.
If that was a construction worker there in New York, he would have been like, just cut my leg off, let's go.
Yes, because you're a construction worker. You're not an elite athlete, Steve. Now, my question is, it's a 9-game road trip, right?
It's a long one, yeah. 9 games.
9 or 10?
I don't remember. I don't think they have any 4-gamers on this stretch.
Okay.
I think it's 9.
After the first game today, how many more games does your second baseman for the Diamondbacks play?
After today,
yeah,
I will give him the first 2 games, and then he'll sit out for.
You think back to back? We'll go back to back
because they're afternoon games. The problem is, well, as of now, actually, the third game right now is still that 7:10 their time, 4:10 our time. They have not moved that game yet. You know what? Now that you mention it, because these are 2-day games in a row. Yeah, that's a good question. He'll miss some time on this.
You think? That back tighten up a little bit.
Here's the bigger question. Are they going to have a better excuse than soreness? Or I know how he feels. I know how he feels after a couple days of this weather. Are they going to have a legitimate reason? Just give the guy a day off. You don't need a reason to give him the day off. People deserve days off.
But 10 games into the season? Come on, Steve.
A little sluggish out there,
You're part of the problem.
It's what, the wind's at your back, and you're out there, get a little sunburn. Your sunscreen gets in your eyes, and
you're
not one ball's hit to you at all, and you're just standing out there at second base, just minding your business, jogging around because nothing's hit to you. You're not involved in the game at all, except for at the plate. Dale, it gets a little boring out there.
You're going to get windburn.
Yeah.
Not sunburn.
Lips get a little chapped. You get parched. Your sunglasses, you get a little bead of sweat on your sunglasses. As a bald guy, I have this problem. It runs down the front of your face and gets in your glasses, and then you go to clean it and you smear it. And then you gotta look through the smear there for a little bit until you get back into the dugout, and you're just missing that big league chew in there. Like you chew, you've lost all the flavor because you're out there at second base, and you just get annoyed by that. And everything, and you're just like, and then halfway through the 4th inning, you realize you probably didn't stretch right, and start thinking about that steak you're gonna have after the game and whatnot, and you're just sitting there, and Dale, that's tough, dude. That's tough to deal with. And then on top of it, you're gonna add the cold into it today as well. We're gonna be shivering out there.
Just make sure you dress warm when you go hit the streets of New York City tonight.
That's the thing that bothers me the most. Is he's like, oh, I'm too sore, I can't do it. He's not just sitting at home or sitting in the clubhouse getting treatment.
Yes, he is. Heating pad.
Doing something.
Heating pad, massage.
I doubt it. What do you think? Is he going to play multiple games in this stretch here?
I think it'll be fascinating to watch.
He hasn't missed a game yet, right?
No.
Well, here's the other side of it. I would argue he needs a break because he's pushing too hard, Dale. That's the problem right now. He's pushing too hard.
He just had a game-winning hit off the wall.
Yeah, but he's only hitting at 184. He's pushing too hard. He's just struggling. He's only slugging 316. He needs a day off. He just wants to win so hard, Dale, that he's just overcompensating right now. And he needs a day off. He needs a day off to get his mind right and relax a little bit and just stop pushing.
Goldschmidt used to start every season like this.
If he just batted this way for the rest of the year, which he won't, he'd bat 285 at the end of the season. Well, that's as expected as 285 at the end of the season. He's at 184 right now. That's just, yeah, but Goldschmidt was never your leadoff guy, though. That's the difference. Is he going to continue to be your leadoff guy? Isn't that the bigger question? Is he going to be your leadoff guy with his batting average what it is?
I don't know. Top of the hour, and I want to get Bruce in because I got some things I got to bring.
Is Bruce here?
I wonder if Bruce showed up.
Oh, yeah, he's quiet over there today.
That means he's going to come out swinging.
I have ABS. I know he's all ramping up over there.
Kobe,
is he doing like Rocky over there? Is he doing some jumping jacks and some skipping rope and everything and shadow boxing, getting ready to come in here? ABS, Kobe says, yep. ABS, I have the ABS win-loss records so far in the season as of yesterday as well, folks. It's interesting to see every team is using them in pretty big clips here. But there's some teams that are sucking it at the records there. So we'll talk about that as well. Come on back. Bruce Cooper up next. In a minute. And we're back here on this Tuesday with the man that just has to be a part of the action. Bruce Cooper is here as well, of course. Legend from Channel 12 News all those years. How about that segue, Bruce?
Yeah.
How about that?
We got a quick little update on the broken downness of Bruce Cooper.
Yes, I know. That was the last thing he said before we mics went hot.
Yeah.
So I think I'd use that transition.
Went from a fleet center fielder to couldn't throw the ball in to shortstop, second base, and hey, Coop, you got to get over there at first base.
That was not fun. That was not fun. Hey,
So how you doing?
But I heard you guys talking about the ABS before I came in. I'm curious. I actually like it. I didn't think I was going to like it. Do you guys like it?
I love it. It's the best.
Okay.
It's the best thing for baseball after the pitching clock.
Well, the thing that and I wonder how far people are going to be allowed to take it, but I like it when it's a called strike and the guy knows it's a ball and he does this as he starts taking his stuff off to walk towards first base. waiting for the the
He knows it's a
ABS
ball.
to correct it and whatever.
Well, yeah, I saw it work against the Diamondbacks. I mean, the Braves had that big explosive. I think it was like a 7-1 inning. I mean, and it could have been mitigated if that ball was indeed a strike and not a ball.
Yeah.
But overall, I do like it.
But here's what I'm watching here, though, because I think it's exciting. One, the fans are loving it, especially when an umpire gets overruled. You're seeing the crowd erupt, especially if there's several challenges throughout the day. But what we're learning is umpires just don't know how to do their job. You shouldn't have 6 challenges, 8 challenges a game.
Well, here's the deal
That's the
about that.
problem.
Here's the deal about that. See, I think I know before the ABS system that the umpires got graded.
Right.
You know, so the
But it
manager,
could be an inch off the plate. Like in their
Sure.
contract, it was an inch off the plate. It was still counted as good, even if they missed it. That's not there anymore for the umpires. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
I do know this is the ABA system may cost some of those umpires a job.
Finally, get rid of CB Buckner. Well, I told this story before. Last week, CB Buckner had a tough week. Now he's out with his concussion and stuff. But I've always been against robots in any capacity in baseball or any sport, even replay to a certain extent, because I believe you should have human element. Players mess up, coaches mess up, and they can't fix it on the court. Referees should be allowed to mess up as well. Now, the problem is it's gotten so egregious. But that's what's changed me. CB Buckner, Joe West, Angel Hernandez, those 3 specific umpires. There's a couple others where I looked at it over the last 3 years or so, and I went, "Yeah, these guys just don't get it. They are awful at their job. We need robot umpires." So their ineptitude is what it turned me to allow robots into the game, because I was staunchly against it for the longest time, and everything. And they're so bad at it, so much so I read an Athletic article like a week or so ago where they interviewed past umpires in Major League Baseball that have retired, and Joe West was supposedly one of them. You know what those umpires said? We feel like the game has changed and the strike zone has changed. Yeah, dummies. This is why you're retired, and you sucked at you retired because you got kicked out of the game, or you retired on your own. It didn't change. The strike zone went back to what it's always should have been.
Yeah,
You guys changed the strike zone and made it unwatchable.
Hey, look, you just named 3 umpires who got bigger than the game, or at least they thought so.
Yeah.
And so I think this will not only humble them, but it will also cost them their job, perhaps, because they get graded.
Right.
I mean, and so I really do like it.
It's just that's my argument. So we watched CB Buckner have 6 of 8 challenges against him. 6 for 1, and there was 8 total because you can lose 2 of them. That's too many in a game. If you're getting challenged 8 times in a game and losing 6 of them, you're not doing your job properly. And it's just disgusting.
But you also, as a team, there's got to be some kind of strategy too, because I've seen where early in a game they use up a couple challenges and they're wrong.
You don't have them late,
and you don't have them late.
Well, so much so. Look at this: Cleveland Guardians. They're 6 of 13 challenges won. They won 6 out of 13.
So they're under 5.
Stop challenging.
not good.
So imagine that. St. Louis Cardinals, 6 of 9. Texas Rangers, 4 of 6. Washington Nationals, 5 of 8. Chicago White Sox, 8 of 11.
Well, what are the Diamondbacks? Come on,
they're actually good. They're 12 and 4 or 10 and 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Detroit Tigers, 15 and 5. Orioles, 12 and 6.
Well,
You've got to have a system here.
yeah.
And if you're not bad at it, just stop challenging at that point. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, well, I will say this after, and I'm gonna pivot off the ABS for just a minute because I was curious when I said what were the Diamondbacks. Look, I got to admit, through the first 10 games, first 2 weeks of the season, I am shocked that the Diamondbacks are 5 and 5. I really am.
That's what I was going to ask you today.
And you know what has surprised me the most about the Diamondbacks? It's been their bullpen.
Really?
I mean, sure. Look. Taylor Clark got clocked the first game in LA against the Dodgers. Since then, he's been pretty much lights out. Losiga, I think Sunday he gave up 3 hits, all ground balls, and a run to tie the game 5-5 that the Diamondbacks won.
First ninth inning blown.
But he has been lights out prior to that.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Thompson has been very solid. And the guy that surprised me the most, because I poo-pooed on him. I mean, and I know he gave up the back-to-back solo home runs in the ninth inning of a 2-0 loss to the Braves, but Paul Sewald has 3 saves.
Well, I mean, you can't
kidding
talk
me?
about that bullpen and then not talk about just how awful McCann has been in that bullpen this season.
McCann's a catcher.
Yeah. Well, he came
got
in
a
for that
45
one
ERA,
game
too.
in that 17-2.
Oh,
He's got a 45 yard. I was asking Steve the other day. I said, "Hey, are they going to give McCann a chance to get that ERA down? Because it's at 45 right now."
He's so bad, man. I mean, damn. I thought he misspoke, but yeah, he did.
No,
He did pitch an inning.
You can't forget about that bullpen.
Oh my God! Yeah. So, but that has been a surprise to me. And then there are 2 players, the young kid Fernandez,
Yeah.
and then Ildemaro Vargas. The way he is playing and hitting, I don't know how Torrey can sit the dude. I mean, did you see him? He came in place of Santana. That dude played a brilliant first base,
And they won that game because of him.
Yeah, and every time he gets up to the plate with men in scoring position, he just comes up with big hits. I'm like, dang, Torrey, play the dude until he fizzles out. Right now, he's on a heater. Dude, play the dude.
Right.
I mean, he should be in the starting lineup every night.
Especially since we don't know what's wrong with Santana.
Well,
at that
I
point,
can
too.
give a rat's ass what's wrong with Santana.
agree.
He's not even hitting near as what.
But they told him they signed him and the third baseman
Arenado.
I always want to call him Renteria for something. I don't know
Well,
why.
but you know, Arenado's made 2 errors that has
Yeah.
really shocked. I mean, one cost them a game.
But they brought him in for their defensive
I
side, not
get
for the
that.
hitting side. So you're just giving that up. But
But
you're going to have a decision here coming up,
Yeah.
you know, and that's why I say Santana getting hurt's not the worst thing on the. Now Lawler getting hurt, you want him in there every game.
Yeah.
But
that was
but
bad. That was
Santana
bad.
8getting hurt, that's not the worst thing on the planet, man.
No.
Yeah,
I
get the guys
I
in
like
there.
the way Ildemaro is playing, and I would give. And here's the deal. My only. Let's say Santana's out for an extended period of time.
It's a groin injury. He's gonna miss some
We can only hope. No, I'm just kidding.
Dang.
I shouldn't say that. That was bad. No, but look, my decision if I'm Torrey is who am I starting? Is it Fernandez or Ildemaro Vargas
problem.
at first base?
Toss,
Right.
take your, toss up there, right?
Yeah.
I'd be comfortable with either one of those young kids in there.
Coop, I want to ask you a question. In all your years on Channel 12, which obviously viewed by a lot of people, did you ever make a snarky comment like that? did you ever go, we can only hope it's a groin injury? Did you ever do that? Catch flag?
No, I didn't have that type of latitude.
You did? I was curious.
I would say, how fast of a phone call would you have got?
Yeah.
I mean, the Diamondbacks can call me all they want about our programming here. We'll have that
No,
conversation.
look. It was just it was just a way of saying that I'd rather Santana sit and let either Fernandez or Vargas play.
Here's the other side of it. I mean, he's only making what, $2 million? So let him get healthy. Let the young kids work. The young kids will hit a wall at some point, and then that's where you'll need Santana again. But even then, oh my gosh, I just forgot his name. The W kid,
Walter Smith.
Walter Smith. He's raking down there in AAA. And then if they didn't bring him up when Lawler's situation, and Torrey goes, he'll let us know when he comes up by the way he's playing down there, and he needs more seasoning. I don't know if you're going to be able to keep that kid down there if you keep having injuries up here. You're going to have to bring him up and at least give him a taste of it before you send him back down. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, look, Barosa's he's been playing okay. He has a lot of speed out there defensively. I think he could be one of their better defensive players, and yet he's not really gotten a lot of ABs to where you could say, or hey, I think
I agree with you.
So I'm okay with that right now. I know they're high on Tim Tawa.
Rightfully so, though.
Yeah. Tim, he shows his versatility more than his production, as far as I'm concerned.
He can play pretty much every position. on the
What I
field.
want to know is how many stinking names you to get through before you say CC?
CC.
Corbin
Carroll.
Carroll. You went through 8 names there and said Corbin. Then who needs a stinking hamate bone?
Hey, let me tell you something. There are a couple people that I don't worry about, and that would be Corbin Carroll,
Right.
and Geraldo Perdomo.
Okay.
Those two guys I don't even worry about. You don't even mention them because those guys are true productive professionals.
Yeah.
It's interesting you bring up Perdomo because we were talking yesterday, and I'm like, you got to get Marte out of this leadoff spot. He's just been terrible to start the season, even though he had the game winner the other day.
Yeah.
Marte's hitting 184, slugging 316 as your leadoff guy, which is doubly hurting because he's not getting on base, and who is getting on base behind him with big triples and doubles and that Corbin Carroll. So
Yeah.
you're literally giving away runs early in this game by Marte not being able to hit right now. But then Perdomo's struggling as well, to a lesser extent, but he's struggling as well right now in that spot.
Again, I'm not going to too much worry about even Marte. I mean, as long as he's in the lineup, I don't really worry about it. Look, the guy can hit. He's proven that. He's, 10 years in the league?
Yeah.
10, I just think he
He
just
just
celebrated
hit
10-5.
10-5,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so I've seen enough of his body of work. He's going to be fine. And so maybe that hit, the walk-off Sunday,
Makes him up.
yeah, because he's a very, very productive hitter. Hits for high average,
I don't
hits for
disagree.
power.
I don't disagree. It's just you've missed a couple of, and that's what's interesting. I mean, the Diamondbacks were outscored by like 10-something runs here against the Braves, but they were able to split the
Well,
series.
that's because they had a
17-2,
17. Yeah,
yeah.
the one game,
But,
the one game where McCann.
McCann's the Seawald of 2026 in that bullpen. Apparently, is what we're dealing with. And so I just wonder how much of a leash they're going to have. There's, but like I said, switch Perdomo and Marte. It's not the end of the world from first going down to third.
I'm not ready to do that just yet. I mean, again, we're 10 games
Yeah.
in, and I didn't expect them to be 5-5. Now they're on their first extended road trip of the season. You got the Mets, Phillies, and Orioles, and I really like the way the schedule maker did this. I mean, when they leave New York for Philly and Philly for Baltimore, I mean, shoot, those are two
They're
really
taking a
short
train.
flights.
Yeah.
You really
Take a
could.
train.
You really could. And so even. And I'll tell you what, I'm talking about the Diamondbacks 10-10 after playing 3 very good teams.
Yeah.
Hey, there's no let up in these next 9 games.
No,
Right.
That's a hard schedule. Well, then you come back and you got, I think, Toronto when you come back on top
really?
of it.
Geez.
Right off the
Well,
bat. Now,
what-
Toronto's been struggling at the beginning of the year, but, they got some talent.
What I told Bruce, I'm looking at Bruce talking about, what I told Steve yesterday is the fact that yesterday I was thinking, the thing about this little road trip right here, these 9 games, there's going to be weather involved in all of them. And you already see they changed starting times in 2 games. It's still going to be cold. It's still going to be windy at 1 o'clock.
Sure.
And how do you adjust that? Because but playing in cold weather as a baseball player, there's not a whole lot worse.
Well, look, it's going to be cold for both teams, that's for sure. But I will say this. I worry more about pitchers in cold games than I do the position players.
Really?
I do. And for them to try to keep their arms warm and things like that, their hands without all the extra, rosin that they need to keep
Right.
things. Look, I'll be okay with them. And so now you can look at, and do the Diamondbacks need to call up any pitchers during this road trip? And if so, I mean, Reno's quite a ways
A long
away.
way to get there.
Yeah. And so, well, we'll see. I mean, their bullpen has surprised me up to this point. I'm glad they gave Joe Ross his walking papers.
Yeah. Did you see? Nobody claimed him, so he could have gone down to Reno, and he decided to be a free agent instead. That just tells you that the Diamondbacks were like, even if you go to the minors, you're not coming back up again, right?
Well, that was all dependent upon him. I mean, these players, they dictate their own future.
But if nobody picks you up, what?
Yeah.
So I'm going to become a free agent means I'm going to go find another job, right?
Well, here's the deal. This always happens. He's not going to get another job unless someone gets significantly hurt or you get to that trading deadline period. When those teams are vying for the playoffs. They're looking for some veteran arms, and so he'll show himself ready by then. Because he certainly wasn't ready coming out of
Yeah,
spring
because, I
training.
mean, if he would have gotten to the minor leagues, he would have had to been traded to go somewhere else. So this actually does keep his options open, from what I was reading. It seems counterintuitive. Like, I'd rather have a job, even if it's in Reno. But okay. So you're most proud. The bullpen has, like I said, it's been good. It's had its letdowns, whatever you want to say on that. They have been better than expected to start the season. To me, the hitting's been about on par. I expected to be up and down. One game you score 10 runs, next game you score 2, 5, 6 hits a game maybe. I do expect, at least in the next 2 games, probably the next 3, very few hits with the cold weather out there because it's hard to hit in cold weather. Hurt your hands a little bit more. You don't get the depth on it. You're doing dribblers to second, things to that effect. But to me, the starting pitching has been the most surprising to me.
Well,
They've been lights out
let me
for the most part.
Well, let me tell you this: there have been 2 pitchers who have been absolutely lights out, and they were the guys at the bottom of the rotation. And from my standpoint, I mean Eduardo Rodriguez.
Diamondbacks too. They're the 4.
I was ready to get rid of this guy, and then you go out and you sign a pitcher that I'm like, man, Soroka's done. And yet Soroka and Rodriguez have been their best 2 starters to date. And I like what Gallen did in his last outing. And so I believe that Merrill Kelly is due to come off the IR sometime during this road trip.
Yeah, so he has to do one more rehab start on Thursday of this week, and then they say they're going to call him up if he does.
Okay, and so we just mentioned 3 pitchers who aren't going to lose their spot.
Yeah. So it's Fott.
Fought and Ryan, but I tell you what, I think look, Ryan Nelson's just run into an inning in each of his 2 starts.
Yeah.
He's been darn good, except one inning that's kind of plagued him. Brandon Fott would be that odd guy out if I don't go to a 6-man rotation.
Yeah,
if I don't go to a 6-man rotation, I'm looking at Brandon Fott because if you notice, when he gets people on base, he struggles, and so. In each of his starts, I'm like, dude, you always get in trouble when you walk someone or you give up hit and then you're pitching out of the stretch. Is he tipping pitches? I mean, I don't know because these innings they really seem to mushroom on him.
What I find about Brandon Fott odd is they also allow him to stay out there longer. You notice that 6 innings in one game, gave up 5 earned runs. His last outing, he went 4 2/3 and gave up 3 or 4 runs. I don't remember what it was off the top. But any other pitcher. They're pulling by that point if they're starting to struggle. And they just leave Brandon Fott out there for length at a time for the innings. And I don't know what that means for him. I don't know if he's working.
Well, he needs clean innings. When he throws a clean inning, you're like, oh, okay, he's on. But when he gets runners on, it seems like
it's weird how they're coaching him compared to everybody else.
So I have a question for a lot of people out there. I'm not the only one, I'm sure. Give me the pros and cons of a 5 or 6-man rotation. What are the pros of going to a 6-man rotation?
Well, I know that a lot of pitchers are so accustomed to a certain number of days off before starts, okay?
Right.
And so now if you add that extra day, it's almost like
it throws them off.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's almost like your bullpen. If you don't have a certain set of people know their roles and they struggle if they get outside of their roles.
Right.
It seems like that's the prevailing.
And going to a 6-man rotation would throw all 5 guys off.
Theoretically, I mean, because it throws them out of their routine, their roles that they're.
You can go to a 6-man rotation if you have days off and things like that. But when you play every day, a 6-man will mess with those guys.
Well, tell me this, Scuba. Did you ever in your years follow like a pitcher, like he pitches on this day, then the next day what does he do, and then the following day? Did you ever do that?
They have something in baseball called analytics, and they have something just called just doing something to be doing something. I wasn't going to do that. I mean, no, I didn't do it. It could be an interesting theory. The Diamondbacks had a pitcher, and I can't think of his name. I think his last name was Anderson. but he burned himself.
It was Anderson.
Brian?
Brian Anderson. He burned himself ironing in a hotel room.
But he had his shirt on. He didn't use an ironing board. He was wearing the shirt when he was ironing.
And so but he was such a like a Dale. You didn't know that, Dale?
No.
Yeah.
He was
Iron the shirt. Even I know better
He was
than that.
ironing it to go out when he was wearing it.
And so Dale, he had to go on the IR. And so we actually want to do a day in the life of Brian. That's as close as we come to following a pitcher chronology.
Okay.
But he was such a wild spirit, an off ball, a goofball,
Right.
And he was very accommodating to cameras and the media. So yeah, we actually did something like.
I wonder.
How did you hurt yourself? I was ironing. Well, did you burn your hand? No, I burned my torso. It was on me. What?
I also think he was the guy. Didn't he get locked out of his hotel room one time and he had to use the.
And he only had a towel around him or something?
No, he had to get he was naked and he had to get the blinds off of a window down the hallway and walk downstairs to get a key.
He's the same dude. He's the same dude.
Oh, man.
Baseball players are different.
Yeah.
Baseball
Well,
players are way
Brian
different.
Anderson was different. I mean, he really was.
But I mean, pitchers they pitch on their day. Next day they usually throw a little bit to kind of loosen it up, but nothing major. But they're just throwing. Then they throw off the mound at some point during their routine
golf.
times.
One day they golf.
But they do all that, and then they go to the field, and then they work on that stuff. So it's not like they just sit around for 4 days in between. It's actually a routine. They stay stretched out and stuff like that for them going forward. But it is an interesting thing to think about because I agree. I think Fott would be the guy that I would. I don't know if I necessarily would send him down.
No, you don't send him down. You make him your long reliever.
Really?
Yeah, you make him your long.
See, but I would be more comfortable. As much as I don't want to see this happen to right now, I'd be more comfortable with him going in the bullpen than I would Fott, to be honest.
Who?
If that,
Who going to the
Ryan
bullpen?
Nelson.
Yeah, dude, you're the one that could
I know.
complain
I know.
about
Can you
Ryan
believe I just said
Nelson.
that?
Yeah.
Well, because they treat him like crap. You might as well keep treating him like crap.
No. Ryan Nelson was their best pitcher last year, and
Last year and a half. They even had the World Series.
And so even though his first couple of outings, he's had a bad inning, just one bad inning. I'm staying with that dude.
No, and I'm not advocating they do that. I'm just saying I would be more comfortable with him being the long reliever than I would Brandon Fott. Doesn't mean I would make that move for that. So we'll see. But here's the other thing: Merrill Kelly doesn't do his rehab start till Thursday, so we're still 2 days away from that. He's 5 days before his next start, so he's still got some time there to work out some details and
And by then somebody will have a nick or a bruise
That's
or
the
a
other
bump.
side of it.
Yeah. I remember
somebody in the cold might get the sniffles, and they have to sit out a week.
Yeah, I remember we used to ask Bob Brenly about a 6-man rotation, and Bob was always, pretty pragmatic about things. He says, "Well, hey, ask me that when I have to make that decision."
Right. Right.
He was always saying, that was his famous thing. Ask me when I
He
have to
said
make
that on one of the games over the last
Yeah.
couple days. Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing about baseball, so like we're fans sitting here, right? And we cover the sport and stuff like that. And we think of it kind of binary on this is what I would do, this is what I would do, this is what I would do. And it's weird because when you talk to a GM, and you've talked to a lot of them, when you talk to a manager, they don't think like we do. They're like, it'll work out. So like Merrill Kelly's coming back, they're not sitting there going, oh, we could do this, we could do that. They're like, when it's time for him to come back, the move will be obvious to us. Whether somebody gets hurt or somebody's struggling, because they see him every day, right? They know if Brandon Fott's struggling with something and needs to work on it or somebody else. And so they look at it differently. They're not sitting there like every night like we are going, oh, who would you put down? They're just like, when it's time to happen, we know the decision we'll have to make. It'll be obvious to us. And it's an amazing difference how they think about it compared to we do here now going forward. Because if you ask Torey right now, well, who's going to go down? He's going to go, oh. Like he legitimately has no clue. Because a week from now, things could be completely different.
Well, to bring Kelly back, someone is going to have to go down.
Yes.
I mean,
Coop, what do you say just jogged my memory with the Diamondbacks? Who was your favorite general manager combination?
You have a lot to choose from here.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite
No,
manager, And not because they won a World Series. It's just because they were always made themselves available and amenable. That would be Bob Brenly and Joe Garagiola.
Yeah, it's just because you're friends with Garagiola. That's the only reason, Dale. Huh?
I kid you not. I kid you not. When I make a request, to speak with them, they always made themselves available.
They seem
Availability,
like, even today, they
was great.
seem like the most personable people.
Right. And so you can make the request for Mike Hazen, and I'll tell you a guy that I wasn't. Dave Stewart was, and unless it was like during the preseason or spring training, he just was kind of like aloof, kind of kept his distance from everyone.
And that was probably also
La
Russa too, wasn't it?
Yeah. And Mike Hazen was kind of hit or miss, but Torey Lovullo, you talk about a guy who is always available. I love Torey.
Yeah,
I really do. I mean, look, I would I could host Turkey Tuesday, and the Diamondback season could be over because we're talking Thanksgiving now. And Torey would come down. He would make a donation. He'd come down. He'd be a guest on my show, on the broadcast or something. I love Torey. He makes himself available. But if you're just talking strictly baseball, and with a combination of a GM, it would have to be Brenly and Joe G. But if you're just talking strictly who is my favorite, Torey Lovullo.
Okay,
by far and away.
Really?
Cool.
Oh, the dude is super cool, and he always makes himself available. Dude, do you know I have a three-way chat with him. We have him on three-way with texting with a former sports photographer, myself, and Torey. We'll just.
I know he's that way. There are media people that consider Torey Lovullo their best friend.
Dude, no manager does that.
Right.
Torey does.
I agree.
Especially with the old has-been sports reporter.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's retired.
And that's exactly who I am.
Well, I would argue that's how you become a manager of 10 years with limited success.
Yeah.
As you can tell, me and Torey are not on a text together.
Wow.
I like him as a manager, actually. I said for years, that I'd love to see Torey go to another franchise, a la the Detroit Tigers manager. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, who was AJ Hinch. Here, and then he went to Houston, got ran out of there for cheating scandal stuff. And then in Detroit, I'd like to see what Torey could do in another franchise in terms of the success side of things. I think he can have a lot of success with an older ball club. He can't go to a young up-and-coming team, I don't think. So I've always said that about him. Because here, right, you don't get an older franchise here. You get a younger one, young people coming up and doing that. So I do like Torey as a manager. It's just with the Diamondbacks, I get a little frustrated.
Well, I tell you what, when you play in a division with the haves and the have-nots, and you're one of the have-nots, the fact that and this is what really burns me. I mean, was 3 years ago now, the Diamondbacks, I mean, they got on such a roll. I mean, it was such a great team to watch. I mean, they were never out of a ball game. I mean, they just
would come back.
They ran teams to death. They didn't have a bunch of power. They just ran. They were pitching, defense, and speed. Mm-hmm. Speed, pitching, and defense. And that got them all the way within 2 games of their franchise's second World Series. Well, since that time, it seems like they've tried to incorporate more power and got rid of that running game element, and their defense has waned. And so they missed the playoffs. The final week of one, they went on 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years.
Last 2 years ago was the last day they lost it.
Last day.
Last year they were in it up until that
final series. Yeah.
But that's what frustrates me about it. Last year when they traded Suarez and they traded.
But is that a Torey thing or is that a GM who's structuring the?
That's
the
what
roster?
we don't know. I think it's a combination of both. I think they're both the problem. If I may say that. But here's my thing. Last year they traded Suarez and they traded Naylor. And then all of a sudden they start running. And Torey went to the microphones and said, well, now that our lineup's changed a little bit, now we have the speed on this team, we can run a little bit more. You've had Corbin Carroll all year. What do you mean you now have the running speed?
And you had McCarthy all year.
Yeah,
as well,
yeah,
too.
and you're just sitting there going, did you just say that after you traded your first baseman and third baseman? You're blaming them for not being able to run when you had two speedsters that can run on this team? It's just those. But like you said, is it Torrey or is it above? I do believe the Diamondbacks have an organizational issue, and it starts with, I don't know if it goes as high to Derek Hall, but it's definitely Hazen and Torrey working together.
But those decisions were made in the offseason. I mean, it's not like they acquired Naylor and stuff like that before. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that when the Diamondbacks made their offseason moves, they're already telling you something. Yes. I mean, just like this. I mean, I was not down with bringing in Santana when Goldschmidt was still available. And I know you talked about it costing a little bit more money. Look. You're not spending Dodger or Padres money. I mean, dude, we're talking about a difference of what, maybe $6 million.
Yeah,
Come on, dude.
I think he was at the Yankees for an 8 again this year, 8 or 9 if I remember right. And you signed Santana for 2.
Yeah, again, it's like $5-6
but you know
million.
What that tells me though? It's not that the Diamondbacks are cheap in that position. That tells me the Diamondbacks see some young guys that could be. My bigger issue than signing Santana is keeping Pavin on this team.
They don't see anybody on their farm system at first base. That's the one position that they
But it was third base before. They always ignore third base.
Well, look, they had a lot of third basemen in their system. I mean, Groover, Tawa, Troy. They have people there, and the guy that they traded, Blaze Alexander. Yeah. Look, but first base has always been a little dearth, a little.
No, at the end of the day, if you sign the guy they signed, who just dinked himself up,
Santana,
he's filling the same role that Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt's going to be here for a year, maybe 2.
Goldschmidt is a better hitter, a better all-around player.
But you're not looking for 10 years.
And
you're
he's
looking for the next year or 2.
But Dale, that's my point. Why are you not giving yourself the best chance to win? So
for $5 million.
Yeah. Goldschmidt is going to offer me a bat with power. Yeah. A guy. I mean, look, he may not hit close to 300. Neither is Santana, but he's not going to. He's not going to hit 199 or 219. Santana will.
I just don't think the Diamondbacks like lefties. I think they're lefty. Racist isn't the right word.
Lefty. Goldie's a right-handed hitter.
Well, he's righty, but I'm just talking about finding those spots. But I don't like Pavin. Keeping Pavin was the mistake, I think.
Pavin was a first-round draft pick that could smack the ball in college. I mean, he's been a little streaky, erratically streaky here in the bigs. But he doesn't have the glove that you want at first base. No. So you almost have to stick him as a DH.
He's also got the worst ability known to man. Yeah, that'd be availability.
Dude, they have made 2 trades, within the last 5-6 years for supposedly a big power hitting first baseman. They got this guy Seth Beers, from Houston. It's supposed to be
good game.
Yeah, and he's been a colossal joke. He's no. And they got this kid from Seattle. Can't even think of his name. They gave him every opportunity to win the job, and he stunk.
They got him with the
Seattle Mariners.
Florida trade. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say Underwood, but I don't think that's right.
No, it's not Underwood.
But again, a young kid, right? That's what the Diamondbacks do. It's
but they don't have any first baseman in their farm because they're trading for guys that they think can be power hitters that turn out to be jokes.
Yeah. It is amazing. But that's where I struggle with it a little bit as we go forward on that. So Diamondbacks game moved up. The Diamondbacks do get a little bit of a break here. Juan Soto's out for 2 to 3 weeks.
That doesn't hurt.
Yeah, no, that's really nice. Nice timing by Juan Soto to go out with a calf injury here. Right as this happens as well. So a little bit of a break on the hitting side.
Well, let's put it like if Schwarber wants to go down, or I'm okay with that too.
A lot of them there. But I mean, Dale brought it up, and he's like, well, these are East Coast. They're useless weather. I'm sorry. These guys have been in Florida for 2 months, if not longer, Dominican in the offseason. The Mets are going to show. I think we're going to have just like I said, watch out for no hitters coming up here. Guys are going to struggle to hit. You're
trying to get starting pitchers stretched out, and I don't think a pitcher can stretch out in cold weather, regardless if they're playing for the Mets or,
You're
or
going to
the
be
Diamondbacks.
especially careful in cold weather.
So if you're throwing a no-hitter, your bullpen is going to have to be a bullpen no-hitter.
I'm not saying they're going to pitch well enough to throw a no-hitter. I'm saying guys are going to struggle to hit.
Well,
here in
okay,
these next
but
couple of games.
here's a good thing about this Diamondback team. You know, they're no longer that power hitting team. They actually have to manufacture. As a matter of fact, they did a good job of that in the Brave series. I mean, I think they didn't hit a home run in their 2 victories.
Did they not?
Yeah, I don't think they hit a home run in their 2
Wow,
victories.
you might. Now that you say that, I'm like, I think you're right.
It was what 2-1 and 6-5
6
in
to
extra.
5. Yeah. You know, now that you said that, I'm like, you might be right. Don't even notice that.
All right, it's time to go to break and let's talk some real sports. We got the Suns.
Phoenix Suns?
We got
Kevin
the
Durant.
Suns. We got your boy Kevin Durant coming back.
No,
I know you're going to be there with signs. Welcome home, KD.
Right.
And then we got to talk, get your thoughts on Arizona's run there as well.
Oh,
so when
okay.
we come back, let's get into the basketball talk with Bruce Cooper.
Thank you.
And we're back here and talking a little Arizona basketball. Of course, Michigan won last night. I made the observation earlier because I'm fascinated by what's happening and get your thoughts on this. Indiana football won the championship this year. Best team in football all year long.
Big
On
Ten.
top of it.
Big Ten.
Besides that, they had an older roster. They didn't have any superstars on the team. Mendoza's going to be the number 1 pick, but nobody went into that season saying he was the best quarterback by far. They go out and they signed, I'm going to say, top-tier talent, but they don't go out and sign the best talent out there. They go and get aged guys that have been around a long time to get in there and work as a team on the football side. Michigan did the same thing. They took kids, 20, 25, average age of 22 on that roster, 25-year-old, 24-year-old, and stuff to that effect. Go out there, play like a team, win a championship. I think we have the blueprint on how you win a championship, at least early in this NIL process.
Well, yeah, it's particularly in basketball where you have a lot of freshmen who dominate. They're like these one-and-done kids, and so they dominate a lot of the rosters. And so when you have more experienced guys who aren't going to try to throw a ball over the top of a double team and get it knocked away and set up a game-winning 3. I get what you're saying.
That's a good boost. That's a good boozer shot right there.
But I tell you what, I do like Michigan's 25-year-old to be the Suns' first-round pick. I don't know if he's going to last now.
Well, his toughness looks good.
Yaxel Lindenberg.
Now,
he'll be
hold on.
25 in September.
Check out this stat.
I got a trivia question for you,
Okay.
Coop. Where did he start his college career?
How about down in Yuma?
Ah,
You knew that? How'd you know that?
You ever hear of a JC called Arizona Western down there?
Yeah, I'd heard of it.
And he left there and went to UAB. Matter of fact, I thought he was coming out last year. I was looking at him last year, but then when he pulled himself out and said, "No, I'm going." He got in the portal. Should I had Bobby Hurley trying to pick him up?
Right.
You know, I'm like, come on, Bobby.
But you
let's get
knew
Jackson."
he was down there, or you read about it?
No, I knew he's down there.
You did.
Yeah,
He has been high on him.
yeah, dude. Honestly,
Okay.
Bring him back home is what Coop's saying.
Well, look. Look. Here's the deal. I was hoping that he was going to leave Arizona Western and go to Arizona State.
Okay.
Because you don't find too many 6'10" guys that are knocking down threes the way he
Right.
did. I didn't. I had never seen the guy play except for on YouTube videos because they're listing. You know, I'm one of these guys that I'm always looking for. I play the general manager role, you know. And so I'm always looking to get. And so
Get this man a job.
And so Yaxel, I'm like, boy, this dude. He's athletic. He can get up and down the floor, and he can knock down three. Yeah, Bobby, you need to get some size in here, a stretch four or something like this. Right. And we didn't get him.
Yeah.
UAB outbit.
Yeah, he goes to UAB.
Hey man, I tell you what, it's a darn shame. It's a darn shame.
There's no shame if he came to ASU and then Michigan offered him if he got in the portal, but
you
go to UAB.
Yeah. You know what's really tearing me off? This prep team here called Bella Vista.
Okay.
That just won the national championship.
Okay.
They don't have one player that has ASU on their target. I mean, they're going everywhere else. I mean. The one kid the one kid that's the MVP of the tournament and stuff. I mean, he's going to West Virginia, another Big 12 school. Yeah, I'm like, dude, stop
now,
it.
Is he from there? Does he happen to maybe be from there?
No, I think this guy was from Ohio.
Okay, well then that throws that out because I could see, hey, from West Virginia, his parents sent him out to this prep academy. I want to go back home. But if he's not from there,
no, and I mean, dang, Bella Vista. I'm just looking at they're loaded, and this kid was the MVP. They're smacking down these prep schools in Florida, and Texas.
Kids get fed there through the AIA program.
and
no, they don't go.
And they sandpapered all of them.
No, I'm not AIA program, but the people that are in charge of funneling kids to certain places,
right?
For money reasons,
stuff like that. And so
he doesn't like them.
Not the AIA, whatever that is.
And so that's frustrating. So I'm hoping that Randy Bennett, that he comes in and not only does he get a boost in salary, but I'm hoping that he gets a boost in that NIL money because, dude, we got people in our own freaking backyard. I mean, we have prep teams that are loaded. Matter of fact,
this is not the only one. There's 4 or 5 of them.
Absolutely. Dude, there was a dude named Jeremiah Fears. Maybe you heard of him. He left a prep school here and went to Oklahoma and was a first-round pick of the New Orleans Pelicans. I mean, I saw this dude. I mean, his handle is just unfreaking real. I was mesmerized by this kid. I'm like, hey, Bobby, can we get this guy? I mean, honestly. And so,
well, now we got an ASU coach who's still sick.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I just would love to see us Arizona State do a better job in the prep ranks. And Tommy Lloyd, like we've seen before when Lute Olson was here and when I'm losing the guy that Sean Miller was here. I mean, shoot, they come down to the Valley, man. They take away the Richard Jeffersons, they take away the Channing Fries,
and those guys could have gone anywhere.
Mike
Bibby's, the DeAndre Aytons. I mean, hey, dude, we keep very few stars here, and now see Tommy Lloyd, dude. There's 2 guys he's gotten. In our high school ranks here. One played at Millennium. He's like a 6'10" guy. And the other's a prep
He's a 5-star, right?
Yeah. And they had a McDonald's All-American All-Star game here in the Valley. And the kid, another 5-star kid they got, he was like MVP. And I'm looking at the highlights of this kid. I'm like, son of a gun. That looks like Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves. I mean, son of a gun. Tommy Lloyd's going to load up again.
Yeah.
I kid you not.
Well, Tommy Lloyd's just going to sit back and go, okay, you, let's go.
Yeah, and what's fascinating, that's why I'm going to cross over sports for a second. That's why like the Cardinals right now. What they need to understand is we have to pay a tax on everything to get good. Not even great, to get good, so players will now want to come to us. When you're 3 wins in a 17-game season, if you're a college, if you're ASU and U of A, it seems like you're the Arizona Cardinals, ASU, and U of A's Seattle, San Francisco, or the Rams, in my mind.
You're talking basketball terms.
Yeah. Hey, look. As far as the Cardinals are concerned, I mean, they just grossly disappoint me. I mean, they just do. And I guarantee you,
they get extra practices.
I guarantee you, they're going to piss me off. April, was it 24th or whenever they draft?
23rd. On a draft night show, yes.
Yeah, they're going to piss me off.
Tune into the draft night show. It'll be live on YouTube and then maybe a couple other places. We'll be announcing that soon. But tune in. You might see Coop get pissed off.
Oh, I'm going to get pissed off. I guarantee you, they'll either take an offensive lineman or rush in.
Or they're going to trade down.
Well, they trade down and get one of those.
To draft one of those guys. That's my point.
How many times are you going to keep trading down and it haunts you? You have a difference maker, a playmaker right here in your clutches, and you trade down.
Last thing on college basketball, let's get that blood pressure back down. Let's get that blood pressure down. North Carolina hiring Mike Malone for their head coach.
That shocked the heck out of me. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I was looking at all the odds on who was going to be the next coach there, and his name wasn't even on it.
No.
And then, boom, out of nowhere. He does have ties there. His daughter's a volleyball player there. So
I heard people say that.
No. But he's on. From what I was reading, he's on campus. He's introduced himself to people there and stuff like that. So it's not so out of the blue as you think it is. Where you go, okay, this guy living in Denver still, and
look,
now he's been hired.
Look, this guy is coached the Joker. He's coached Jamal Murray. He's won an NBA championship, and so they're going to be kids that they're going to sell the fact that, hey, we got this NBA championship winning coach here who knows how to get you to the league. Yeah. You want to come and play for us because this guy is of that.
I told Dale early in the show, he's got the best selling mechanism on the planet. Hey, I got a guy to be not only MVP multiple times, but we won a championship with him. He was fat and doughy. So fat and doughy, they played a Taco Bell commercial while he was drafted. Yeah. And I got him to these epic levels. So imagine what I can do for you.
Coop, do you know that? You got that look. Do you know that when the Joker was drafted, the ESPN went to a break, and they were showing a Taco Bell commercial, and that little thing underneath said, Denver Nuggets with their second-round pick take the Joker during a Taco Bell commercial.
No, I didn't know that.
Future, what, 3-time MVP in the league?
Look, he's an unorthodox. I mean, look, I'm telling you, man, there's something about the Euro players that are so unorthodox that they become like these unicorns that are special. Look, Dirk Nowitzki would shoot off of one leg. You see Luka pretty much can do the same thing. But the Joker, he takes it to another level. I mean, I've never seen in my life someone that looks more unathletic, more clumsy, more adroit. And this dude, he has that feathery, soft touch. I used to think some of his shots that went in were lucky. I said, man, that's just, dude, he does it all the frickin' time. I'm like, how can you perfect that? You can't even teach that.
He brings the ball up the court, Coop, as good as a lot of small forwards do.
Yeah. He now that's not surprising, but Dale, the awkwardness in which he shoots, in which he makes plays, I'm like, I kid you not, when I first watched this dude play, I'm like, dude, he's just lucky. He's just got to be the lucky. But he kept doing it to the point where I'm like, shoot, man, I don't know how you can go out and practice. I can't even teach anyone to do that.
Well, it's like Jim Furyk's golf swing, this hoop-de-doop thing that, he ended up winning a couple majors and had a great golf career. You ain't teaching that swing
No.
in any golf academy.
The Joker is one. He's one of the more phenomenons I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Well, he makes it look so easy. Like that's where you
Well,
get that, where
dude,
you're like,
dude,
how did you do that?
You do not use easy in the same sentence with the Joker. There's nothing easy about what he does.
But he makes it look.
Oh,
easy.
he-
That's what I'm
well-
saying.
well.
It makes it look like it's like that
Well,
was nothing.
Yeah, I guess he can't.
I mean,
make it
some
look
of these
natural.
passes that he'll be dribbling and boom.
See, the pick is in round 2 right here to 41 Denver. Watching a Taco Bell burrito commercial here.
No.
And then they just put it at the bottom, Jokic.
Now, who would
Right there,
notice
see,
that?
Nikola Jokic.
I see that,
star
but
for Serbia.
who would notice that?
In
when
a
they
Taco
put it-
Bell commercial.
Hey, look.
3-time MVP in the league.
Look. And that's another thing about it. His physique it doesn't help in terms of you thinking of this guy
Yeah.
being a
He's not hitting the gym
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
hours,
An
right?
MVP in the NBA.
Yeah.
nah.
All right, so cool. We got what have we got?
Sunstock.
Yeah, we got a big homecoming tonight. Big homecoming. I actually heard people go, "Are they going to do a tribute video?" Coop, you doing a tribute video?
And that was just Kevin Ray.
Now look. There's only one Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
I mean, he can rip and blister this town and the team and stuff like that, and come back, and you can have him still throw a parade for him, still put him in the Ring of Honor,
Right.
Still welcome him back with open arms and call him the best son ever. That ain't Kevin Durant.
Right.
That ain't Kevin Durant.
Well,
He doesn't
at
want
least
that.
Charles Barkley got them to the finals. At
That
least
is
he
true.
did that.
That is true.
Or helped get them there. He had a team around
you
him.
can make
but-
that argument that he did.
Yeah.
Yes,
but
yes, he
Kevin
did.
Durant, the only thing I think of with him, and I was all for take a shot at it. You know, the opportunity in Phoenix doesn't come along very often to make a move like that. Take a shot at it. But he woefully underperformed. here.
Yeah, you know what, Dale? I would have to say I had a buddy that kept harping on because the rumors was out there that the Suns were trying to get Kevin Durant. I said,
It was like a whole year.
dude, stop it. This never going to happen.
Right.
The Suns would have to give up half their roster. They're not doing that. I said, plus the guy, he's on the other side of 35. Forget about him. It's not going to happen. And I don't have to tell you what he did to my phone when when he got here.
Right.
And so I said, okay, well, he's here now. Let's just go for it.
Right.
Look, it became blatantly obvious to me after his 2 seasons here that this guy, he's not, and I repeat, he is not a type of guy that makes others better.
No.
He's a complimentary player.
If you got the other pieces, he can come in.
He's that last chip, that
Yes.
complimentary player. He's not a franchise carrying type player.
Right. A la
He just
Golden
can-
State.
Right. Well, in Golden State, they again
Steph Curry.
he was complimentary because he had people like Klay Thompson, Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I mean, everything.
Draymond at that point.
Look. They drew doubles away from Kevin, allowed him to go single, and if you went to try to double Kevin, it was like pick your poison. You're leaving Dre and you're leaving not Dre, but Clay and Steph open.
Yeah.
So he was in a perfect place to be a complimentary player to where if you try to double, he's a professional scorer is what he is.
Right.
He's an elite professional scorer. This man at 6'11", he has a feathery shot. He can do it all from a scoring standpoint. But the game is far more than just that.
Yeah.
He's not going to be an asset defensively for you. He certainly isn't a creator or an elite passer. He can't even pass out of double teams. He failed to do that in Phoenix. He can't do it in Houston. Now he's at Houston where he has people like Sengun. He has Amin Thompson, who's an arriving player. Jabari Smith is another stretch four. He's got some pieces around him that can take doubles off and allow him to be that scorer again. Now they thought Fred VanVleet would be a guy
Right.
who would really orchestrate everything, but they've had to really
Preseason injury.
Yeah. They've had to really do it by committee.
Right.
But Kevin Durant, if you're asking him to carry a franchise, he ain't that dude.
Right.
And Phoenix was asking him to carry the franchise, and
Yeah.
he wasn't that dude.
Right. And so, again, as I look at it, like Charles Barkley, he's just, there's this thing about Charles. He can say whatever he wants. He can kind of do whatever he wants, and everybody loves him. Kevin Durant, so go to tonight. What's the reception going to be like?
Well, he'll get booed.
Yeah.
He'll be, but I'll be down. Sons better not throw a video tribute up there for him. And I'll tell you someone else that's getting overlooked in this whole deal.
Yeah.
It's Jalen Green. Jalen Green, they made and look, Kevin Durant talks about how the Suns tried to make him a scapegoat.
Yes.
Well, that's what Houston made Jalen Green.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
they couldn't win because of him.
Yeah, the playoff. That's why they got rid of him, dude. They made him the scapegoat.
Yes.
Now, if I'm Jalen Green, this is personal.
Oh yeah.
It's more personal to me than it should be for Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Durant is going to be a Hall of Famer. His career had already been cemented. Jalen Green, I'm watching you tonight, brother. This is his first game because he missed the first 52.
Right.
Basically.
Against Houston.
Well, I mean,
against his own team.
Did Durant play the Suns? I think he did.
Yeah,
in
he hit a
Houston,
game.
right?
He hit the game-winning shot.
Yeah.
But
in
that's
Houston.
right, in Houston,
In
but not
Houston,
here.
not
he missed
here.
the first one. Okay.
Coop, here's my question. And when you brought that up, I get a little concerned. Because I've been at that spot. In football, it's one thing. In basketball, it's a different thing. You still got to keep your emotions in check. You try too hard. You want it too bad. Sometimes it doesn't come flowing to you. But you're right. I'm going to keep an eye on Jalen Green tonight because that should be fascinating.
Well, you'll be able to keep your eyes on Dylan Brooks as well because his technical was rescinded.
Well, it should have been. Did you see that?
No,
I was watching the game. I mean,
both of them got text because they were both being jackasses. Reputation, you tech them up.
Well,
it's
stupid.
It was an obvious tech in that situation for a Dylan Brooks type person.
Well, first of all,
he got lucky.
McClung, he's the guy that would win these slam dunk championships out of the G League.
Yeah,
so
not even in the league.
So he's up on like I think his second 10-day contract.
Yeah.
So maybe they signed him for the rest of the season. I don't know, but at any rate, he's a guy that shouldn't be talking any trash anyway. But I respect the fact that he wasn't going to back down.
Yeah.
But this was a war between those two players.
I know.
The referee should not have because
No, it's a reputation tech, which is what Dylan Brooks gets.
But here's the deal.
Drives me nuts.
A timeout had been called. Both players are walking to the bench. Just jabbing. I mean, it happens in the league all the time, dude. Why are you getting involved? Why would the referee? And I applaud the league for rescinding not only Brooks but McClung's as well. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Coop. Moving forward.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Moving forward, and it concerns me because I've told you my story about my parents saying, "Dale, raise your hand, admit you fouled, hand the ball to the ref, stop your antics." In other words, what they tried to get me to do, and I did it for one game, and I played my only game in 3 years. I didn't score in double digits. We lost. I felt like I was going to have a heart attack after the game. And my mom and dad, we got home that night, and they said, "Dale, just play your game," because you try to change that, but yet now he's at that point to where each technical is going to cost him a game.
No, he needs. Okay, so he's at that. Once you hit 16, every two.
So if he
And
gets this one,
so
then
if he gets
he'll have the
double,
other two more,
but here's the deal: they only have like 3 games left after today. Matter of fact, if the Suns win tonight.
Mm-hmm.
As far as my math concerned, they clinched the 7th seed.
I think if they win, no matter what they do,
if they clinch, then no matter what they
maybe
win.
it was the other night they had to have the Clippers or Portland lose, but that could have been the other night. I don't remember.
Okay, so two other quick questions. You rather play Portland or the Clippers?
Dang.
Who would you rather play in that first round playing game?
Dang. Dale, that is a very tough question.
And while you're thinking, because Kawhi's one of those guys that can go off for 60.
He can, but you know what?
Can.
But you know what? I'm going to take the Clippers because you know why? The Trailblazers have 2 guys that concern me, not just one.
Yeah.
I'm only really concerned about Kawhi Leonard with the Clippers, and he's a damn good player. But with Portland, they have a championship guy in who's the guard? I'm thinking. He had the brothers. He was with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Who?
He's
I know you're thinking of that because you threw this on me, Coop.
yeah, he threw his brother. I mean,
Coop can't remember, so he's taking us all down.
Okay,
Dale.
so Donovan Klingland is the other one. He's a 7-footer
Yes.
who gives. But
the
this
length is what they're going to
but this guy, he left the Bucks and went to the Celtics, and they won a championship. And now he's left them and come to Portland. Now Portland's going to be a playoff team. He's
Not Drew Holiday.
It is Drew Holiday.
Okay.
It is Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday is the
with
guy
the
I'm
Bucks.
thinking of.
Okay.
Drew Holiday is a champion extraordinaire. He can lock you down defensively. He hits big shots. He's not afraid of the big moment. Matter of fact, his game always elevates on the big stage. So Drew Holiday is the type of guy that can shut down a Devin Booker, which is what he did in the finals with the Bucks. So this guy, Drew Holiday, and then you have Donovan Klingland.
They also have an Avita guy named Danny Avita.
He's living a vida dita.
It's Avia. It's
Avia.
Avia. And look, he's like a 6'9" point guard. I mean, this
It's
dude.
so
I mean,
lame,
yeah. Look, dude. Look, there's no question. I'm going for
Now
it.
I think about it.
Yeah. Avia's a bad dude.
Okay.
He's a bad dude.
But now-
He's the next foreign superstar in the league.
If the Suns can win that, and again, now we're jumping one step ahead,
Well,
but if
then-
they can
then-
win that,
They'll play the Spurs.
the Spurs and Wemby just got hurt.
Yeah, but Wemby's not going to miss the playoffs.
Whoa, I
He's
don't
not
know.
going to miss the playoffs.
A rib issue has got to be one of the other than a knee or an ankle issue on a big guy, the ribs have got to be a huge deal.
Let me tell you something. The Suns, they beat the Spurs with Wemby
Yeah.
twice.
They
And we're in
have
the
a
game,
chance
should I say.
to win a couple games. If they fall to the 8th seed and have to play Oklahoma City,
Yeah,
it'll be 4.
and look, they had the Spurs beat in San Antonio the last time they met. And keep in mind, the Suns were playing again without Williams and without Brooks.
Yeah,
And it
until
took-
Wemby shot over the
and,
top.
and it took a Wemby, shot over the top with one. But you know what happened in that game? That was a game that the Suns rookie Rasheer Fleming went to the free throw line.
It missed two.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He
And,
did.
and the last thing is, we talked about this yesterday because I've been trying to figure out the Suns. The last 3-4 weeks, I haven't had the same amount of enjoyment watching them as I did the first 2 months of the season. And I've tried to put my finger on it, and I heard another sportscaster talk about it. He says it looks like they've lost the joy that they had early in the season of playing basketball.
Well, look. Part of that enjoyment or that joy came from a guy that was so high spirited that you're concerned about getting technicals in Dylan Brooks.
Right?
Dylan Brooks had this infectious personality,
Enthusiasm and energy.
Well, yeah, that permeated throughout the team. I mean, you saw Dylan Brooks Jr., Gillespie. You saw Aaron Goodwin.
Goodwin.
Yeah, these guys, and you put on the same floor. Look, Suns can roll out a defensive unit that can just clamp you down. I mean, look, they don't get enough run from Ryan Dunn and Rasheer Fleming, but those guys can really lock it down. I like their length, and I tell you what, Jordan Ott, the Suns coach, he really starts to annoy me from this standpoint.
Okay.
The Suns will be playing an opposition. Let's take like the Orlando Magic. They're playing with a lot of length, a lot of tall guys, and yet they got a lot of 6'10", 6'11", and 7-foot guys out there on the floor. And because Paolo Banchero is 6'10",
Yeah.
for crying out loud. Do you know that Gillespie and Goodwin are down on the box trying to
Oh,
guard
I
this
saw,
dude?
I saw that a few
I'm
times.
pounding my fist. I mean, dude, we're giving up so many easy shots, and then you wonder why we only get one shot and they get 3, 4, and they get all their second chance points
Right.
pile up and their points in the paint pile up. Dude, it's okay to play Malawak and Oso at the same time.
Right.
Put Rasheer Fleming in with him. Now you can match up better. I mean, he really frustrates me playing the small ball. Look, Mike D'Antoni used to play small ball a lot with the Suns, but shoot, we had guys that could shoot lights out, and and there was only one Stevie Nash.
Yes.
All right, now and so Stevie could take advantage of any mismatch that was on the floor for us, and yet these other teams, they weren't playing with all these versatile players that are 6'10", 6'9". They're even playing guards, dude.
Yeah.
It's back then. I mean, there was a Magic Johnson that was a unique player, or Penny Hardaway that was 6'9", 6'7", 6'6" type guard. But man, I mean, I don't understand why we continue to roll out Goodwin, Gillespie, and Booker on the floor with Dylan Brooks. There's not and then your tallest guy is Oso. That's what we're running up against, dude. I mean, stop it,
Oh, they
Jordan.
struggle with the length, yeah.
Stop it.
Hey, by the way, just to be correct here, the Suns beat Houston tonight. They do clinch. But also, if the Clippers lose to Dallas tonight, which probably won't happen. But here's the interesting thing. Dallas and Suns back-to-back. They both play tonight. And then they both play tomorrow night here at home. The Suns play the Mavericks.
Because I was looking at the standings last night, and I saw that Portland lost. So Portland now has 40 losses.
Yeah.
And if the Suns win tonight, the most losses that they can have will be 38, because then the Clippers have 39 losses.
Yeah.
And so I said, hey, well, look, Suns win tonight, it's over.
I think that's why if the Clippers lose one more, the Suns automatically get that 7th spot.
Yeah, okay.
Also
Yeah,
because of that
absolutely.
reach.
Absolutely. Because right now the maximum games the Suns can lose is 39.
Yeah.
And the Clippers already have 39 losses, and the
They have
Trailblazers have
38
40.
right now, so they'll go to 39 if they lose.
Well,
No, I thought I saw that they
well,
had
hold
39.
on. Right now, the Clippers have 38 losses.
Dude, well,
Trailblazers have 39.
Yeah, so they have to
And
get
the
to
Suns
that
have
39.
30.
Dude, I think you guys are wrong.
Well, I'm looking at the standing.
Well, not only that, I checked out the NBA clinching things here, and it says it right there,
but
too.
hey, here's one other thing.
I saw that the Trailblazers have 40 losses.
They have 39 right now.
No,
Yes.
you guys have to be that can't
Kobe,
be
throw,
right.
throw it up there, Kobe. Let's
dude,
tell Coop the NBA's wrong.
Dude, I read something last night. That's why I said if the Suns win, they clinch.
Well, they do clinch if they
Yeah,
win.
they do clinch if they win, especially if the Clippers lose. Basically, Clippers lose one more because Portland's already at the 39. Suns would have to lose these 4, and Portland have to win out. If Clippers get to 39 with 3 left, obviously, even if the Suns lose tonight, it keeps technically the 8th seed alive.
Because
there as
right
well.
now, the play-in teams have clinched. Clippers, Trailblazers, Golden State. Phoenix still doesn't have anything by them. Because
Well,
guess what, guys?
They can still get to
Guess
6.
what?
They
They
can
can
get to
still
6.
get
But
and guess how many games in a row Minnesota's lost?
6, right?
3.
3? Oh, 3?
well, Minnesota needs to lose 3 of their final 4, and Phoenix needs to win out.
Yeah, but hey, you're saying it's still a possibility.
It is. It is.
Still a chance.
It is. It is. It is. But man, I thought
Yeah.
I read where the Blazers had 40 losses, but I guess
Yeah.
it doesn't matter because
No,
Suns would own the tiebreaker on them anyway.
That's the thing with the Blazers. The Clippers, you need one more loss by the Clippers to keep that 7th seed.
Yeah.
And I say, regardless, I mean, Wemby looked bad. He couldn't lift his arm up yesterday when he left the court. He's got to play 20 minutes in the last 3 games in order to qualify for postseason
He's not
awards.
gonna-
So,
dude, I remember I was at ASU. I was playing pickup in the gym, and Alton Lister came down with a rebound, and he went like this. He caught me in the side of my rib.
Yeah.
Dude, I could barely walk to the sideline. Dude, I'm telling you, it was like about a week or so before I could even raise my arm.
yeah.
It
Coop,
really was.
Coop,
I couldn't. You know how you need to extend your arm to put
Yeah,
your shirt on?
yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Coop, I had to play. I played with broken stuff. Most painful thing is a broken rib, because you breathe, it hurts. You
I mean,
move your arm, it hurts.
And then you're a center, so where a guy's going to be touching you?
But it didn't look like he caught a rib or anything like that. It's just like someone moved his
it was
shoulder.
a shoulder injury,
And
then
so- and
but
so
then it
that-
turned out to be a rib too, though. That's what they're reporting today.
Well,
And how about the Lakers? The Lakers
Yeah.
with 2
oh,
guys?
So,
Lakers are done.
They say rib contusion is what he's got there. So it looked like a shoulder injury, which there is some shoulder hurt there as well.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised
but
to hear
they say
rib because
contusion.
I
this
saw
point.
I saw the play. And I said that's a shoulder. And now you're telling me it's a rib.
Yeah, they say.
Well,
it's
that's
his
why
rib.
you went to Westwood. You weren't a doctor.
Yeah, did you see Westward Mesa Public Schools didn't approve their basketball coach from the old Higley coach.
What now?
They didn't approve him. Yeah, the men's basketball coach there.
No, I didn't
Yeah,
hear that. What's going on here?
What's
The board,
going on in
huh?
Westwood, Coop?
You tell me,
Well,
Coop.
well,
Oh, no, well,
Crooked numbers on the football field.
that's the board of directors. That's the Mesa Public Schools board or whatever that didn't approve that. But yeah, get the scoop on that for me.
Well, look. I'm gonna have to talk to that board.
Yeah.
I mean, look. I already had some issues with them when they put me in the Mesa City Sports Hall of Fame. I'm like, dude. I mean, why you want to do that to me? I mean, I didn't ever win a championship. Damn it.
Yeah, but when they did that, did they retire your jersey at Westwood? Like, can we walk in the gym and see Coop?
You won't see my jersey.
No.
Matter of fact, you know what? They didn't even retire Danny White's jersey.
Really?
No, they didn't.
What kind of place is Westwood? All right.
Well, that makes sense because he was the Cowboys. Coop, of course, joins us on Tuesdays. Appreciate you, man. Always fun as always. For everybody else, we'll be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock as well. So come join us. The main event.